Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thanks to all the new subscribers for subscribing. On the lathe today we have a big crotch piece of ash. It's actually 1/4 of a huge crotch piece I've been saving for a long time. It's about 12 inches across, 4 inches deep, and here we're just roughing out the basic shape of the back of the bowl. And here we're just making it round. Currently spinning at 1400 and some odd RPM on the old Woodturning Burrs Green vintage lathe from the 1950s, maybe, something like that. I like using this lathe. It's good to see the old equipment still going strong. 4-speed belt drive. Some nice shavings coming off there. And the further into this blank I got, the harder it got to turn. I think the grain is going in about 4 different directions in this piece of wood. So at this point I was thinking I wanted the rim to be slightly thinner than the rest of the bowl, sort of tapering up to the top. I like my compound curves. I was going for a modern shape on this one. Not that I think about the shape particularly before I start turning, I just put the tool on the wood and see what comes out the other end. I'm just putting an 88mm mortise on the back of the bowl. So I've got quite a round shape on the back of the bowl at the moment, and I wasn't overly happy with it. I wanted sort of a recurve, so here I am trying to put a recurve onto the back of the bowl. As I say, the further I got into it, the harder it was to actually cut the wood. It was very hard. I mean, ash is usually quite soft, but this was really tough. I probably went back and sharpened my chisel at least 10 times during in the process. I'd had enough of the wood flying across the workshop, so I decided to keep my tool extra sharp today. So just sanding the back of the bowl up now. I went all the way to 1500 grit, just for fun. The obligatory Yorkshire grit close up there. If you have a look behind me on the floor, you'll get an idea of what's coming up later in the year. Got some oak, which is I wouldn't say it was wet, but I wouldn't say it was dry, so stay tuned for that. And that's the shine juice gone on now. And it is shiny. Some lovely chatoyance going on where that grain changes direction. You can really see that barking collision now, it's massive. I am quite envious of all you folks that have got a functioning tool rest. This lathe came with absolutely nothing. No chuck, no tool rest, nothing at all. Just a massive faceplate on the back. I think someone had been using it as a sander before I got my hands on it. So I had to build all that. And those bolts in the middle of my tool rest used to work. But I used to spend so long undoing them and doing them back up again. When they finally shredded, I've just gone for the old vice grips. It seems to be working for the moment. So the hollowing of this bowl now, it took hours to hollow. The grain was changing direction. There's some horrendous tear out, but well, rather not really tear out as tear up, I guess. It was just you'll see when the lathe stops spinning. So I decided, in order to not get a catch and throw the wood across the workshop again, I was taking it millimetre by millimetre with a very sharp tool and taking my time just to get to the end of it. So here, I wanted a wide rim on this one. So this is just me profiling in the rim. I couldn't hollow this in my normal method of starting from the outside. I had to do tiny cuts from the inside and just chase it all the way back to the rim of the bowl. There's the tear up I was on about. Okay, so I decided to try and sand through that tear out. It was getting so tough I didn't want to push my luck, so I just took the 80 grit pad on the sander and contoured it with the drill. Again, really taking my time. I went through all the grits from 80 all the way to 1500. I really like those blue pads. They're 5-inch waterproof pads for an orbital sander, but they seem to be really tough. So that's the Yorkshire grit going on now. And then the shine juice going on. Some spectacular grain in that piece. I'm just brushing some shine juice into the bark inclusion. And that's that. Right then, at the end of a long and very cold evening, we've got this. It's a piece of ash, 12 inches wide by about 3.5 inches deep. That's the back. Big bark inclusion running down here. Yeah, it's turned out pretty nice. So let me know what you think in the comments. Sticker board completely empty, so get your stickers in, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.